Everyone, my name is Moremera Adolphe. In this vlog, I'm going to be analyzing the credibility of news sources using the I am vain test. So the I am vain test claims that independent sources are better than self-interested sources. It also claims that multiple sources are better than single sources. And also that sources who verify with evidences are better than sources who assault, as well as A, which stands for authoritative or informed sources, are better than uninformed sources, and then which stands for named sources are better than unnamed sources. So to start with the first article, which is titled Russia's Assault Shakes Texas Town. It's an article by the New York Times, and it was published in March 8, 2011. So this article on the I am vain test, starting with multiple verse one source, I think that this article passes this point because in this story there are multiple sources of information with a fair balance of opinions. For example, the source from the affidavit who say that the assault started after a 19-year-old boy invited the victim to ride around the city. Proceeding with the second point, which is verification versus assertion, I think that this article also meets this test because the sources verified the information in the story with real evidences. This is because, for example, Ms. Gatlin said that the school district security department interviewed the girl 11 who is a student at Cleveland Middle School, and her mother determined that a rape had taken place but not on school property, and then handed the matter over to the police. This shows that the information was verified by not assaulting. Proceeding with the following point, which is authoritative and informed versus uninformed on the I am vain test, I think the sources in the article are also authoritative and informed with a high expertise and knowledge about the matter. This is because, for instance, Stacey Gatlin, who is a spokeswoman for Cleveland Independent School District, said that allegation first came to light just after Thanksgiving, when a child who knows the victim told a teacher that she had seen a videotape of the attack on a cell phone. So proceeding with the next point, which is named versus unnamed, I think this article also passes this point because most of the sources in the article are named. For example, Shara Harrison, who is 48, and a hospital worker who says she knows several of the students. There is also Stacey Gatlin, a spokeswoman for the Cleveland Independent School District. So proceeding with the second article, which is titled Apple announces iPhone 6 and iPhone 6 Plus, the biggest advancements in iPhone history, and it's an article by the Apple Press Info, and it was published on September 9th, 2014. So starting with the first point, which is multiple sources versus one source. So in the article, I think this article doesn't pass this point because in the article there is only one source of information without a fair balance of opinion. This is because the source is from the Apple CEO Tim Cook himself, who said that iPhone and iPhone 6 Plus are the biggest advancements in iPhone history. Proceeding with the second point, which is verification and assertion, I think this article doesn't verify information with clear evidence. Instead, the sources simply asserts without verifying the information or any real evidence that the claims made about iPhone 6 and iPhone 6 Plus are true. So going with the next point, which is authoritative and informed versus uninformed, I think the sources in the article are authoritative and informed with a high expertise and knowledge about the matter. This is because, for instance, the author say that iPhone 6 Plus features an even bigger 5.5-inch Retina HD display with 1920 over 1080 resolution, providing 88% more viewing area, nearly 3 times the pixels than iPhone 5's Ace. This shows that the sources are informed about the information they are providing. Proceeding with the next point, which is named versus unnamed, I think here the only named source in this article is Tim Cook, who is the CEO of Apple. So I think that this article doesn't meet this point of named sources. Going on the last article, which is titled Griffin Protest Follow Shooting of a Teenager. It's an article by the New York Times, which was published on August 10, 2014. So on the first point on multiple sources versus one source, I think in this story there are multiple sources of information with a fair balance of opinion. For example, the source from St. Louis Country Police Chief John Berman, and also there is another source from Antonio French, a city councilman in St. Louis, who said that more than 100 people had gathered, most of them silently standing in globes. Proceeding with the foreign point, which is verification and assertion, I think the source simply asserts information without verifying it in the story with real evidence that the genesis of the shooting was a physical confrontation as reported by the police. Going on the next point, which is authoritative and informed versus uninformed, I think the sources in the article are authoritative and informed with a high expertise and knowledge about the matter. This is because, for instance, the police department said that an officer in a patrol car approached Mr. Brown and another man. As the officer began to leave his vehicle, one of the men pushed the officer back into the car and physically assaulted him. This shows that the sources in the article are informed. Proceeding with the next point, which is named versus unnamed, here I think there are most of the sources in the article are named. For example, there is St. Louis County Police Chief John Belma, and there is Antonio French, Esther Haywood, the president of the NACCP in St. Louis. So conclusively, I think all the sources pass the iron vein test, except that there are some points on the second article, which by the Apple CEO, which doesn't meet the iron vein test requirements because there is only one source of information. Thank you.